Today on the show, we're diving into the world of economic indicators. These are the numbers that tell us how the economy is doing, things like GDP, unemployment rates, and consumer confidence. But what do these indicators really mean? How are they calculated? And how should we interpret them? We'll break it all down for you with the help of some experts to make sense of the numbers that shape our world. What's up, Denver Broncos family? You guys are not going to believe what J.K. Dobbins just revealed about this team's mentality for Week 2. I'm talking about a statement that shows exactly why this 2025 Denver Broncos is different from anything we've ever seen. And family, when you hear what he said about doing whatever it takes to win, you'll understand why our season could be historic. But wait, because there's so much more going on behind the scenes that you need to know. Dobbins talked about R.J. Harvey, about preparing for Indianapolis, and about a mentality that could completely transform our ground game. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to tell you every detail of this explosive interview. So, Broncos Country, an interview with J.K. Dobbins just came out that literally gave me chills. The guy looked straight into the cameras and said something every Denver fan needs to hear. And family, when a veteran running back like Dobbins talks about winning mentality, we stop everything to listen. Reporter Elisa Hernandez got an exclusive conversation with our main RB, and man, the words that came out of this man's mouth reminded me why we love this team so much. Dobbins wasn't just talking about football, he was talking about transformation, about a new era in Denver. You know how it is. Broncos Country. We went through tough years, seasons that tested our loyalty, moments when we questioned if we'd return to the top. But when you hear Dobbins talking about this group's mentality, about how every player is committed to doing whatever it takes to win, you feel that something really changed in this locker room, and it's not empty talk, family. Dobbins came to Denver with a clear purpose. This guy didn't come here to be just another running back. He came to be part of something bigger, to help build a winning culture that all of us had been waiting for years. The first thing that caught my attention in the interview was how Dobbins talked about preparation. We're not talking about a guy who came here thinking it would be easy. On the contrary, he perfectly understands that every NFL game is a battle, and that against Indianapolis won't be any different. The mentality is to do whatever it takes to win, Dobbins said. And family, those words carry enormous weight. When a running back talks like that, he's not just talking about carrying the ball. He's talking about blocking when needed, protecting the quarterback, making the tough plays when the game is on the line. But here's where it gets interesting. Broncos Country. Dobbins didn't stop there. He talked about how he's specifically preparing for this first road trip of the season. Facing Indianapolis on the road is always complicated, and our main RB knows that better than anyone. The mental preparation that Dobbins described shows a completely focused player. He's not thinking about individual statistics or personal spotlight. The guy is literally living and breathing team victory. And that family is exactly the type of leadership we needed in the backfield. Now let's talk about something that got me even more excited. Dobbins talked about R.J. Harvey, our rookie running back, and man, his words about the kid were chilling. I won't give everything away now, but I can say that the chemistry between these two is being something special in practice. Harvey arrived as a rookie, but Dobbins sees something in him that goes beyond natural talent. The way our veteran talked about the rookie shows that we have a running back duo that could be devastating to any NFL defense. And against Indianapolis, this combination could be the key to our victory. Broncos Country. Do you realize how different it is when we have players who really buy into the team concept? Dobbins isn't here by accident. The guy chose Denver because he believes in the project, because he sees potential for something great to happen. And speaking of potential, the way Dobbins refers to his offensive teammates shows a unity we hadn't seen in a long time. He perfectly understands that the success of the ground game depends not only on him, but on the entire offensive line, the receivers creating space, the quarterback commanding the plays. Doing whatever it takes to win isn't just a pretty slogan. For Dobbins, this means studying every defensive formation of the Colts, understanding every blitz they might bring, being prepared for any situation the game presents. And family, You know how Indianapolis plays. They have a solid defense that won't give anything easy to our ground game. But when you have a running back with Dobbins' mentality, a guy who's willing to fight for every yard, things get different. The confidence that Dobbins transmitted in this interview is contagious. It's not arrogance, it's the certainty of a player who prepared the right way, who studied the opponent, who trained every movement to perfection. This is the type of professionalism that transforms mediocre teams into contenders. Now, Broncos Country, let's talk about what this means for our season. Having a running back with this mentality completely changes the dynamics of our offense. When the opposing defense knows that our main RB is willing to do anything to get the necessary yards, they have to respect our ground game. And this opens space for everything else to work better. The passing game gets easier when the defense has to worry about a consistent ground game. Our receivers can find more spaces. Our quarterback has more time in the pocket. The entire offense works better. Dobbins understands this perfectly. He knows that his role goes far beyond accumulating rushing yards. He's a fundamental piece in the gear of our offense, and the responsibility this brings doesn't intimidate him. On the contrary, it motivates him even more. If you're true Broncos Country, subscribe to the channel now so you don't miss any play of our journey toward the playoffs. Hit the notification bell because every week we have complete analysis of our games. The most interesting part of the interview is when Dobbins talked about how he's absorbing Denver's offensive system. It's not easy for an experienced player to adapt to a new scheme, but our main RB is showing humility and dedication that impress. He didn't come here thinking he knew everything. On the contrary, he's constantly asking questions, studying, seeking to understand every detail of what the coaches want from him. This attitude, family, is pure gold for a team that wants to be competitive. And when he talks about R.J. Harvey, you can tell we're building something special in the backfield. Dobbins doesn't see the rookie as a threat or unfair competition. He sees him as a partner who can help the team be more versatile, more dangerous for opposing defenses. The chemistry between veteran and rookie is essential for the success of any position. And from Dobbins' comments, this chemistry is already developing in practice. Harvey is absorbing everything the veteran has to teach, and Dobbins is genuinely interested in helping the kid develop. Broncos Country, this is real leadership. Not every veteran player has this willingness to help the younger ones. Dobbins understands that individual success only comes with collective success, and this mentality is contagious in the locker room. Now, talking specifically about Indianapolis, Dobbins showed healthy respect for the opponent, but also unshakable confidence in the team's preparation. He knows the Colts won't make anything easy, that every yard will have to be conquered through grit. But this difficulty doesn't scare him. Actually, it seems the challenge motivates him even more. Dobbins wants to prove he can be effective against any type of defense, in any game situation. This competitive mentality is exactly what we needed in the backfield. The way he talked about playing on the road also caught attention. Dobbins understands that the hostile environment can affect less experienced players. But for him, this is just another element of the game that needs to be overcome. Doing whatever it takes to win includes performing at the same level, regardless of where the game is being played. And family, this consistency is fundamental for a team that wants to be respected in the league. Physical preparation was another point Dobbins mentioned, and you can tell the guy is in exceptional shape. It's not by accident that he managed to stay healthy and productive throughout his career. He understands that his body is his work tool and treats this with the necessary professionalism. But it's not just physical preparation. The mental preparation that Dobbins described shows a player who understands every aspect of the game. He studies film, analyzes defensive tendencies, talks with coaches about specific situations that might appear during the game. Broncos Country. Do you realize how different it is to have a player like this on the roster? A guy who doesn't leave anything to chance, who prepares for any situation that might arise? This elevates everyone around him. And speaking of elevating the level, Dobbins' influence in practice is already being noticed by the coaches. It's not just the quality of his plays, but the intensity, the seriousness, the professionalism he brings to every practice session. The younger players are seeing a veteran who still has hunger to win, who still dedicates himself as if it were his first year in the league. This attitude is contagious and can completely transform our backfield culture. The versatility that Dobbins showed in practice is also impressive. He can be effective between the tackles, but also has speed for outside runs. He can catch passes coming out of the backfield, can block when necessary. This versatility gives our coaches many options, and against Indianapolis, this versatility will be fundamental. The Colts have a defense that doesn't allow many easy yards, so having a running back who can attack in different ways is a gigantic advantage for our offense. The confidence that Dobbins has in the offensive system was also clear in the interview. He believes in the plays the coaches are designing, trusts the offensive line's protection, sees potential for big plays to happen. Family. When you have this connection between player and system, when there's mutual trust, things flow naturally. And from Dobbins' comments, this connection is already developing quickly. The quiet leadership that Dobbins demonstrates is also impressive. He doesn't need to shout or make motivational speeches. His dedication, his preparation, his professional attitude speak for themselves. Teammates see this and mirror this behavior. And that Broncos country is real leadership. It's not about being the most vocal or the most extroverted. It's about being the example others want to follow, about showing in practice how one should train, how one should prepare, how one should compete. Now, talking about expectations for Sunday, Dobbins maintained a perfect balance between confidence and humility. He knows he has the quality to make a difference, but also understands that football is a team sport where nothing is guaranteed. The pressure of being the main running back of a team with ambitions doesn't seem to affect Dobbins. Actually, he seems to embrace this responsibility, understand that it's part of the game to have this type of expectation on his shoulders. Doing whatever it takes to win will be tested Sunday against Indianapolis. It will be Dobbins' opportunity to show that all this preparation, all this dedication, all this winning mentality are not just pretty words, Broncos country. The way our main running back talked about the team, about his teammates, about the season's objectives, leaves me genuinely optimistic. It's not artificial hype. It's the confidence of someone who's prepared to deliver his best. The interview ended with Dobbins reinforcing his commitment to excellence, his willingness to work hard every day, his belief in this team's potential. And family, these aren't empty words. You can feel the sincerity, the real determination behind every sentence. So, what do you think, Denver Broncos family? Does this guy really have what it takes to lead our ground game? Comment below what your expectation is for the game against Indianapolis. Hit the like if you also believe this Denver Broncos has everything to surprise in 2025. Share with all your Broncos country friends, and until the next video, where we'll continue following every step of our journey toward the playoffs,